How to invest in Bitcoin. Bitcoin, or BTC, is a virtual currency and payment system created by a software developer under the pen name Satoshi Nakamoto. Although not initially well known, Bitcoin has attracted a lot of attention in the financial world in recent years. With this new number of stakeholders, investing in Bitcoins today is easier than ever. However, it's important to note that this is not a traditional type of investment, like the financial market. In fact, Bitcoin is an extremely unstable currency, and it is critical that you understand all the risks involved before spending any penny. Number 1. Buying and selling Bitcoin. Create a Bitcoin wallet. Nowadays, buying and selling BTC is very easy, even for those who have never heard of currency. The first step is to create a virtual Bitcoin wallet. As the name suggests, your wallet is a digital account that facilitates all types of transactions, such as buying, storing and selling BTC. Think of it as your bank account. However, unlike all the bureaucracy required to open a physical bank account, opening a BTC wallet takes less than a minute, and the procedure can be done all online. The websites Coinbase.com, CoinMKT.com, Blockchain.info and HiveWallet.com are just a few examples of reputable, reliable and easy-to-use wallets for beginners. Link your bank account to your wallet. After opening your virtual wallet, it's time to buy your first BTC. Typically, to do this, you will need to provide the details of a real bank account, just as if you were making a deposit into your PayPal account or any other virtual payment service. In general, you will be asked for at least the following details: the account number, the agency number and your full name. These numbers can be found easily by accessing your bank's website. A contact option, such as a phone number, can also be requested. Linking your bank account to a BTC wallet is no more or less secure than shopping online. Any serious and reputable website that works with Bitcoins makes clear its high standards of security and data encryption. While these services have been the target of hacker attacks in the past, so have any major online resellers. Buy BTC with money from your account. After providing your bank details and having them verified, you should have no trouble buying BTC. Usually, on your virtual wallet page, there is a button called Buy Bitcoin, or something similar. Just click on it and follow the steps to transfer money from your account to your Bitcoin wallet. It is important to note that the price of BTC can and, in fact, varies from day to day, to values at significant values. As Bitcoin is a relatively new currency, the market is still very unstable. The current BTC quote must appear before you complete the transaction. In October 2014, for example, one BTC was worth $350. Use your BTC to buy from resellers who accept it. Recently, several large companies have started accepting BTC as a form of payment. Although they are still a minority, some of the biggest online retailers have already joined this new trend. Check out the following list of websites that accept this currency: Amazon, WordPress, Overstock.com, Bitcoin.travel, Victoria's Secret, Subway, Zappos, Whole Foods, and others. If you have experience in markets, it is possible to make your BTCs do more by buying them when the price is low and spending them when it is high. After that, you can sell the purchased items for a profit or simply save them. Sell your BTC to another user. Unfortunately, selling BTC is not as simple as buying them. There is no method for withdrawing them back to your bank. Instead, you will need to find a buyer willing to pay for them with cash, products or services. In general, the easiest way to do this is by registering in a Bitcoin market, where, after finding a buyer, the website will broker the deal. To use this method, you will need to create a seller account and verify your identity, which is a separate process from creating the account. In the USA, Coinbase and Local Bitcoins are two markets that offer this type of service. In the UK, BitBargain and Biddylicious are two reliable options. In addition, some sites, such as Purse.io, allow sellers to transfer BTC to the buyer, who then buys some product online and sends it directly to the seller's home. In the end, this is nothing more than a way to use your BTC to buy on sites that do not accept virtual currency. Alternatively, sell the BTC on an exchange site. Another good option for sellers is to use an exchange site. They work by pairing two parts, one interested in selling and the other, buying. Once this is done, the website acts as an intermediary, retaining the money until both users are verified and the transaction is completed. There is usually a small fee associated with using these services. It is important to note that this process is not usually very fast. In fact, there are several reports of cases where these sites took a long time to complete the transaction, especially when compared to the other alternatives. Among the exchange sites, some famous options are Circle, Kraken and Vertex. Still, there are some sites, such as Bitcoin Shop, that allow the exchange of BTC for other digital currencies, such as Dogecoin and Litecoin. Number 2. Using alternative options. Consider setting up a regular purchasing system. If you are really interested in this type of investment, you can set aside a portion of your earnings to buy virtual currencies, which is an excellent way to accumulate BTC without having to make a single expensive transaction. Many wallets, like Coinbase, offer the option to set up automatic BTC purchases. Typically, this method works as follows. You select a value and a time interval and the wallet makes the purchase automatically. Consider buying BTC locally. If you want to keep your money in your community, you can use a service that allows sales to people close to you. Instead of pairing users from anywhere in the world, some sites have the option to search for sellers in your region. If you choose to meet these users in person, take all the usual precautions to meet someone you met online. Make an appointment in a public place during the day and, if possible, do not go alone. The local Bitcoins.com website is one of the most prominent in the industry and allows the user to search for buyers in more than 6,000 cities in 200 countries. Consider putting your money in a company that invests with BTC. One option that is often considered less risky than trading with BTC directly is to leave your capital in investing companies. The Bitcoin Investment Trust, for example, allows users to buy and sell shares in the company, just as it can be done in the stock market. It uses this raised capital to sell and buy BTC with the goal of generating dividends for investors. As they only trade BTC, the value of the company is directly associated with the value of the virtual currency. However, some users find this option more interesting because Trust's professional investors are, presumably, experts and because there is no need to deal with buying and selling virtual currency. Number 3. Profiting from your investment. Buy low, sell high. Fundamentally, the strategy to profit from operating BTC is not much different than that of the financial market. However, buying when the currency is devalued and selling when it is up is a high-risk strategy. Unfortunately, because the market is so volatile, it is extremely difficult to predict fluctuations in the price of BTC, and any investment in the currency has an inevitably high associated risk. See an example of the volatility of this market. In October 2013, the price of BTC varied between $120 and $125. Within a month and a half, the price skyrocketed to almost $1,000. A year later, it had already suffered a devaluation of almost 65%. That said, it is very difficult to predict when the next peak will be, if it happens. Be up to date on market trends. As stated above, it is impossible to predict variations in that currency. However, the best option to profit from these operations is to follow the market closely. Since it can vary quickly, some good profit opportunities, such as sudden firings, can come and go in a matter of days. Therefore, always be aware of the variations to find good investment opportunities. You can also go to some online discussion forums, like bitcointalk.org, to talk to other investors about market fluctuations. However, keep in mind that no investor, regardless of how expert he is, can predict currency variations with certainty. Invest part of your capital in safer options. One of the ways to have a little more stability in your BTC portfolio is to leave part of your capital in more stable investments, such as a stock portfolio or commodities. There are sites that allow you to do this, like Coinable.com, for example, whose users can buy gold directly with BTC. You can also sell part of your funds and invest in the financial market or in bonds. While a conservative portfolio is generally the best option for a stable investment with moderate dividends, Most industry experts agree that even the most risky stocks have a lower associated risk than the BTC market. Never invest money that you cannot afford to lose. As with all types of risky investments, capital spent on BTC must be thought of as lost money. If you profit, excellent. If you do not profit, it cannot affect your financial health. Do not invest money without which you cannot survive. BTC can evaporate in the blink of an eye. This has happened in the past, so the consequences of investing large amounts can be devastating. Do not fall into the fallacy of sunk costs, that is, the idea that you have already lost a lot of money to withdraw your investment. Losing an excellent sales opportunity and leaving at a small loss is still better than losing most of your capital. Number 4. Tips. If you're lucky, you can live near a BTC ATM. Check the BitcoinATMmap.com website to see if there are any near you. Note that the price of Bitcoin may vary from country to country. If you are willing to take the risk, you can profit by buying cheap BTC in one country and selling it at a higher price in another. Still, it is possible to lose money on these transactions if the market suddenly changes. If you are interested in maintaining your anonymity, you can purchase Bitcoins by email using a service like BitBrother LLC. For a fee, they buy the virtual currency without you having to go online. Thanks for watching.